fans to Lexington SC Stadium for today's Game Bridge Super League match between the visiting Spokane Zephyr FC and your hometown Lexington Sporting Club. Today's match officials are referee Elvis Osmanovich, assistant referee Christian Little, assistant referee Kendall McCardell, and fourth official Christopher Slane. Let's meet today's starters for the visiting Spokane Zephyr FC. Number 0, Hope Heisey. Number 2, Reese Tappan. Number 3, Emma Jaskinik. Number 5, Sarah McCoy.
Week 14 in the Game Bridge Super League brings us to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the top team in the league. Lexington plays host to Spokane. Kat Berry has scored in 3 of her last 4. The team leader in goals takes on a team that has shut Lexington out in each of the first 2 meetings this season. Lena Solano has 3 goals this year, but much like Spokane, a team that hasn't scored in 279 minutes, she hasn't scored since September 13th. It's Lexington and Spokane next. With temperatures hovering around freezing today in the Commonwealth, Lexington plays host to Spokane for the 7th all-time meeting. Alongside Jake Barquette, Michael Watring with you here today. So great to have you with us for our kick today on Peacock. Lexington atop the table. With a win or draw today, they would set the all-time record for best start to a Super League season. Meanwhile, Spokane, for as maligned as they've been, for 4 consecutive losses, they still sit just outside of the playoff picture and could rise above that with a result today. Well, these 2 teams have played to a stalemate in each of the first 2 meetings. 0-0 draws.
Then Spokane is the only team that has shut out Lexington twice this year. And we asked Masaki Hemi if Spokane is their Achilles heel. He says, we like to play them, but we don't like to keep tying them. They want to focus on themselves in this match and being their best selves each and every time they play Spokane.
Spokane, 4 consecutive shutouts against Lexington in the series history as well. You take a look at the tail of the tape at this point of the year. Lexington balanced the best goal-scoring team, the best defensive team. Spokane's great defensively. They just need to get the attacking in shape.
Absolutely. Spokane has only scored 11 goals in the 14 games that they have played this season, giving up 13. Lexington, on the other hand, in their 11 games they played, have scored 24 goals, but have only given up 9 this season, which is so huge in a league that is so competitive.
Mackenzie Weinert is one of the players to watch for today on a well-balanced team. A couple goals and an assist in just her 5 appearances.
Yeah, she came back from injury in the Fort Lauderdale game on October 16th and started in the last 2 games for Lexington and has done really well. She's just described as a gamer, doesn't take a minute off, and her work rate is so high.
You talk about a high work rate, and that's Hope Heisey. She sees more shots on target than anybody else in the league. 47 saves this year, 17 more than anybody else.
The reigning goalkeeper of the year is going to be key in net today for Spokane. She is a calm leader at the back. Her shot stopping and presence in the net is huge. And Lexington has a lot of success on set pieces. That's where Hope Heisey shines the most. In high traffic situations, she claims the ball out of the air.
Lexington look to make it 13 in a row unbeaten here today. Or will it be Spokane playing the role of the Grinch on the road, looking to get their first win in over 2 months? It is Lexington and Spokane here today. Starting 11s in the opening kick are next.
This place is built on more than a game. It's noise, belief, 90 minutes to leave everything in it.
On the ground.
Every voice matters. Every moment counts. Because this city deserves something to stand behind. Lexington Sporting Club.
Success isn't a game of chance. It's about making the right moves. Just like Lexington Sporting Club, Commonwealth Credit Union aims to win by helping you defend your goals and keeping your money on the attack. As the official credit union of Lexington Sporting Club, we're empowering success on the field and in your finances with smarter banking options and unbeatable service. Are you ready to take the lead? Then get the home field advantage for your finances, only with Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gamebridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gamebridge, great at assists for your savings.
Winter jackets necessary here today in Lexington, Kentucky. Temperatures hovering right around 30 degrees for kick today as Lexington, unbeaten on the year, play host to Spokane. Michael Watfring, Jade Marquette back with you as we look at the starting 11 for Lexington. Just one change. Sarah Griffith out. Amina Ekic comes back in.
Lexington has so many weapons, especially there in the midfield. You see that trio of Taylor Ulmer, Addie McCain, and Tati Fung. Tati Fung, creative, shifty, going to have that finesse for Lexington. Addie McCain has that attack mindset, does a lot of the dirty work in the middle of the pitch, will venture up higher as well with Kat Berry, and then Taylor Ulmer, captain, workhorse. They wouldn't get the results without her, says her head coach, Masaki Hemi, and that trio creates a lot of the opportunities for Lexington in the attacking third.
Conversely, for Spokane this afternoon, 2 changes. Euler and Knox return to the starting 11.
Felicia Knox getting her 5th start. She played for Fort Lauderdale last season and was integral in a lot of their starting lineups as well. Kelsey Euler making her 12th start. She has 1 assist at the right back position for Spokane. They're going to want to get Cam Tucker active in this game, who's going to cut inside to use that left foot to take shots.
Let's take a look at tonight's keys to the match presented by Toyota. What are you looking for, Jade?
Lexington, with their just intention to finish, getting the opportunities higher up the pitch, they have been doing it all season. Now it's converting that into adding more goals on the score sheet. Spokane obviously shutting them out in the last 2 times they have played each other. So how can they flip the script? And then for Spokane, be aggressive in the attack, not only with the ball, but in their press as well.
Spokane haven't scored a goal in the run of play since October 12th. Their last 3 goals, 2 penalties, and an own goal. But they don the purple kits here today. And it's the Greens for the home side, Lexington, team with the best home record in the league. 4 wins and a couple draws to this point in the season. And we are ready to go. The whistle blows, and this match is underway here from Lexington, Kentucky. It is the 7th all-time meeting. Spokane 2 wins, 3 draws, only 1 win for Lexington in this one. Great to have you with us for our matchup here today. Spokane have lost 4 straight. Lexington 3 wins and a draw in its last 4. To the left-hand side, it's picked up by Cam Tucker. Tucker dribbles across, lays it back up top. Thomas back around. And now through the middle of the field. Contact, no foul. Given back, Boone. Cross comes into the 18, a flicked header. Heisey pokes it off of the crossbar, and Spokane nearly struck a minute in.
Spokane starting off on the right foot. This ball drifts out wide and is put in the box by Fontenot. Just the tip of the crossbar as Kat Asman was trying to push it over the top of the bar, but couldn't follow up for the finish. Lena Solano doing a fantastic job of getting that original head on the ball, just floated inside the back line of Lexington there.
Asman with a terrific save. Mac Hemme said that she instills the winning mentality within this team, and that's quite the way to start the match. A terrific start if you're Spokane, getting into the attack, being formidable early.
And Michael, it also looks like Ginger Fontenot and Cam Tucker have switched sides. Fontenot on the right for Spokane, Cam Tucker on the left. That's something that head coach Nicole Lukic said that we might see in this match. Cam Tucker being able to cut inside from that left side on her favored right foot to take more shots from that left side.
Spokane just 11 goals this season, tied for fewest in the league. Their last goal came at the beginning of November. This ball loops over the top and bounces down. Actually came at the end of October, 2-1 loss against Carolina. Allie Cook, who was out again, had a penalty in that match. And any team, if you lose your leading goal scorer, makes it challenging, but certainly Allie Cook shouldered a lot of that load beginning of the year.
She absolutely has. That's why they're needing their forwards to step up in other ways. They've had players that have tried to put some more offensive pressure for them. Haley Thomas being one of them, who plays outside back for Spokane. She gets in the box so much. You can just tell that these players want to win so badly and are doing everything that they can to make that happen. But Allie Cook was a huge piece in the goal production for Spokane.
Well, it's amazing for Spokane. Despite all of the hiccups that they've had, despite this 4-match losing skid, they still sit just 2 points out of the final playoff spot here in the first half of the year. Zephyr charged forward. Felicia Knox rolls behind. Fontenot. Knox lines it up. Lofts across over the head of Asman. Off of the cage. Goal kick. And Spokane being aggressive early in the attack against the best defensive and attacking team in the league. Enter the Prinks Tires Family Game Day Kit Sweepstakes for a chance to win a prize pack worth up to $4,000. Scan the QR code on the screen to enter today. Boone Ball nearly given away, but it is kept alive. Here's Cam Tucker. Working on that final touch. He boots this ball over everybody and out for a goal kick. We spoke with Mac Hemme earlier this week, and he gave his team some time off after their last match 2 weeks ago, going through Thanksgiving break. And he said, you know, the schedule in this league can be a little bit tough, but it does prepare you for Thanksgiving breaks because there are times where you only play a couple games a month. So how do you maintain the players' fitness? And he said that his team was able to excel at that despite not being at home or not being around the training facility.
It's always interesting how coaches change their periodization leading up to games when there is time away. Like we had with the Thanksgiving break, some teams train before and then take the few days off after. Some take those days off before and then get their legs back underneath them after. For both these teams, that's kind of what they did. They took those days before Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving off, and then got back onto the training ground after just to get their legs back under them and their fitness. Both teams had packets that they took home for their players to do for their break trainings, staying the fit as well, making sure that even though they had days off, they were still doing a little bit of running or exercise to keep their fitness at level to come back and play a game that is hard fought.
Ball skims off of Ekic. Over to pick it up is Bourgeois. Barry. Fung loops wide. It doesn't reach its intended destination on that left-hand side for Weinert. And now Fontenot charges for Spokane. Solano. 3 goals in her first 5 matches of this season, none since mid-September. Jaskinek scored in the first ever fixture between these teams. Solano tosses it in. Fung is there to intercept and guide it forward. Early smell of possession here for Spokane. Fontenot rifles off of a defender. It trickles across. Asman gets there first to ensure it's not a corner. There's Mac Hemme. Felt like they played very well in the intensity of the game against Tampa, but only one of the 2 halves of that game felt like the Sun gave them some opportunities, but they just weren't able to finish those chances.
Yeah, he told us in the first half they weren't really ready for the intensity of the game that Tampa was going to put on them. And in that second half, he got onto his team at halftime, and they said they turned it up and created a ton of chances, just couldn't capitalize on those. That's why they wanted to do that in this match as well. Come out and focus on themselves. They said that's been the message to his team this week, has been be their best selves from minute 1. Spokane giving them a lot of hard time right now. This is really the only offensive opportunity they've had so far in this match.
And it's Ekic. That is shielded away there by Kelsey Euler. Excellent work by the former Arkansas Razorback. Here's a look at Nicole Lukic. Well, she said that she feels like the team is right there. Just focused on controlling what they can control at this point in the year. The mentality is to move forward despite this run of form that has seen them lose 4 consecutive, be shut out in the last 279 minutes. Entering this matchup, they still feel like they're in a good position sitting in 5th on the table.
Yeah, she said mentally they're in a good place. They're really just focusing on what they can control and letting the rest of it, everything else, work itself out. Her team's identity is just focusing on one another and how they can get better each and every day, kind of blocking out the noise of streaks or losses and things like that.
Ball just out of the reach, so it will go as a throw. Spokane only have 1 road win this season. This is the 2nd of their 6-match road swing where they won't go back home until March 14th. Barry blasts this across. Ekic waits. Slows it, gets shoved, and draws the foul. Oyler this time, too physical. Free kick coming here for Lexington.
A little too much on this challenge from Oyler. Ekic just tries to bring it down and then spin her defender. Oyler, in an attempt to keep her facing backward, just ran over there in that play.
So a free kick opportunity coming here for Lexington as we close in on the 10th minute. Scoreless so far, just as the first 2 meetings have been this season. Spokane with both shots. Tati Fung whips it inside of the 18. Heisey's first chance of the day, sure-handed as always. Wants to flow quickly, though. Jaskinek throws it forward. Fontenot searches, lays it forward. Solano, well-timed run. Gets shut down by Fung. Gets it back, touches it in. Fontenot funnels. And now we start to see the game open up just slightly. Fine intervention here, take it away. Pokes forward, the one that starts it nearly finishes Allison Pantuso. Couldn't sneak it past. Or Jaskinek, rather, couldn't sneak it past Asman. And now back in the other direction. It's Weinert laying it back. It is Ekic. Ekic crushes, but swings it wide.
Well, and Spokane's attack actually started from their back line, and the free kick opportunity. Felicia Knox picks this one up in the center of the pitch, tries to feed Jaskinek, who is 1v1 with the goalkeeper, but just could not get it around her. Asman doing a fantastic job of just making herself look big, but Spokane started that opportunity from Heisey, just regaining control of the ball in that high traffic situation from the set piece ball from Fung, and then went quickly to her outside back, who just fed the ball higher up the pitch, and they were trying to catch Lexington off balance there, and they almost did. Lexington, again, with their stout defense, just doing a fantastic job of doing what they've always done this season, staying compact in the central part of the field, and then dealing with the pressure from there.
Introducing the LSC One membership, your season ticket to every LSC men's and women's home match in 2026. All in one package, starting at only $21 per month. Become a member today at lexsporting.com/memberships and unlock free tickets to every remaining 2025 regular season home match. Here's Tucker. Tucker drives. Tucker spins one in, and that ball splashes down before Asman steps on top. Fontenot unable to whistle that one around. How about Spokane being aggressive here early? They're really forcing this ball into the attacking half, something that has not happened very often against Lexington this year. But it is a giveaway. McCain flies it over. Ekic now on the break. Ekic dribbles, tries to cut back, and yet again runs into Oyler, and a good battle going on early between those two. End-to-end play here. Excellent ball wide. It is Tucker. Tucker dribbles inside of the 18. Tucker laces off of a defender, and yet again, Bourgeois and company handle. Clearance not all that decisive. Johnson's ball floats in the sky. Fontenot picks it back up. Back into the 18. A header down. Asman gets there first.
Well, Spokane just put this one back in the box. Felicia Knox brings it down, heads it for Solano. Asman and Solano collide, both players giving each other a high five after, knowing nothing was ill will, but they were just both trying to go for the ball, doing their jobs. But like you mentioned earlier, Spokane is really on the front foot right now. They're being first to every ball. They have that attacking mindset to try to put the ball away. They're looking really well playing together in the 1- and 2-touch passes to get the ball higher up the pitch quickly.
This has been the opposite of what we've seen in the first 2 meetings this year. Spokane have been held to just 7 shots in each of the 2 games compared to the 29 that Lexington have had. One thing that we have seen a lot in these 2 fixtures is corners. Lexington have 15 corners in the first 2 meetings, Spokane with 9. So typically set pieces will play a key role when these 2 teams collide. But nevertheless, 4 early shots from Spokane, looking threatening. Looking for their first goal in now nearly 300 minutes. Bourgeois. Ekic. Do you think the weather has any impact on the game today?
A little bit. It doesn't help that it's cold and a little bit windy for either side. Nobody wants to get hit in the face or get hit with the ball at any body part in this type of weather. But these teams, they train in this type of weather now that it's getting colder. Spokane, obviously from the West Coast, they've dealt with this type of weather before too.
Good cross in. McCain heads it down. Barry picks it up. Her shot blocked. Tucker beats Ekic to it, but Ekic leaves it for Barry. Barry chips it through. Not all the way, however. Spokane clear. The most dangerous dynamic performance so far from Lexington comes there, and nothing ever makes its way to Heisey. And right back into their charge. Weinert has it on the left. Weinert dribbles, hooks, Heisey leaps. And that's why she is the best in this league right now.
It's going to be really hard for Lexington to score through with those crosses in the air against Spokane because Heisey just has that presence in the box. She comes out of the air. You saw it on the set piece with Fung, and then right there with that cross as well from Weinert, that she comes out of the air and just demands the presence. Her back line allows her to have that space that where she comes and gets the ball. So for Lexington, they're going to have to create space either on the ground or closer to the goal for them to try to have any success.
Nicole Lukic said that her ability to handle crosses is as good as anybody in this league. Cheers to local beer. West 6 Brewing is proud to be the official craft beer of Lexington Sporting Club. Find their locally crafted beers all around the state of Kentucky, from the flagship West 6 IPA to Sixer Light Lager. There's something for everyone. Head to west6.com to visit one of their dynamic tap rooms and learn more about Stadium Ale, the official craft beer of Lexington SC. McCain tries to shield, unable to do so. And now Lexington starting to grow into this match a little bit. They have not trailed in any of their last 4. The last time that they were on the wrong side of the scoreboard was October 10th, and that's when Addie McCain equalized in the 7th minute of second half stoppage time against Carolina in a 1-1 draw. That's just how good this Lexington team have been. 12 in a row unbeaten if you go back to the end of last season. 11 straight to start this year. They have the exact same record that Carolina had when they started last year. 5 wins, 6 draws before Carolina lost at Tampa on November 16th. Hannah Schartz tosses it inside of the 18. It bounces down, skips off of Pantuso. It lays to rest for a moment. Barry nearly picks it up, and ultimately Reese Tappan stumbles and gets the foul whistled.
Well, Hannah Schartz's long throw is one of the reasons why Lexington has so much success off of set pieces, because that is considered its own set piece. From wherever she is on the attacking half of the field for Lexington, they're going to use her to throw the ball, especially if it's in that final third area of the pitch. She can put it right into the mouth of the 6-yard box, right in front of the goalkeeper, and just give her team a chance to put it away. It causes chaos in the box, and you saw a little bit of it there, but Reese Tappan got the foul called there just because she was on the ground.
It is such an element that if you're a young player and you can bring that to a team, that is as valuable as it comes, because rather than having to find set pieces on corner kicks or fouls, that adds an element whenever the ball goes out of play. And so many defenses struggling to defend that in its inception, really, of this becoming more and more popular in the game.
And it doesn't have to be flashy like a flip throw. We asked Hannah Schartz about it. In a post-game interview one time, she said that she doesn't do a lot of stretching for it. It kind of just came natural for her. She can throw the ball really far away. So if you have that natural ability and you do play soccer and you're not a goalkeeper, there are ways to use your hands in soccer.
It's those other skills that you can gain by playing sports other than soccer. And Schartz has brought that to this Lexington side, and a big reason why they're so sturdy on set pieces this season. 20 minutes in the books. We're scoreless. Spokane have the edge. They haven't allowed a goal in any of the last 4 meetings between these two teams. Jaskinek heads that ball away. 5 shots to 1 for Spokane in this match. 2 of those 5 from the Zephyr have been on target thus far. Michael Watchring, Jade Barquette, and the rest of our team with you here to start our day on Peacock. One of the several matches on the docket today, 4 in total, simultaneous with Carolina and Brooklyn that are scoreless. And then Dallas play host to DC at 6:30 Eastern. And then Tampa Bay and Sporting Jacks at 7:30 wrap up the day in a Sunshine State scuffle.
Love the alliteration.
I'm not sure I could say it again.
I wouldn't ask you.
Bourgeois. This game is one of those that really showcases what Lexington has been and what they need to be, particularly against the Spokane team that has held them without a goal in the first 2 meetings. So many coaches have talked about Lexington's ability. It's not just one way that they can score. It's not just set pieces or direct passing or transitional moments. They can do it in any kind of way. They're very skilled at being able to have a variety of chances that they can create in a variety of different ways. McCain wants it. Instead, Weinert flips it high off of the head of Ekich into the hands of Heisey. Lexington Sporting Club is thrilled to offer Low Kickers, a nationally acclaimed youth soccer program built for children ages 18 months to 9 years. Sessions are now live. Sign up at lexsporting.com/youth. Ekich this time wins the early race against Euler and draws another foul. So Euler committed a foul in a similar location earlier in this half, and now Lexington are going to have another set piece chance.
It's a battle that we're going to be seeing all day with Euler and Ekich. I'm interested to see here if Lexington decides to go long again with Tati Fung, or they try to play down the wing a little bit. You see they have a player, might just be to pull numbers out of the box, but it could allow Spokane to just open up a little bit more space for Lexington to play through and then have numbers pulled out of the box instead of just floating the ball in and Heisey right there to catch it.
So here goes Fung. You see Heisey aggressive at the top of her 6. Fung forces it in. Heisey reads it well. As you mentioned, so difficult to get any kind of entry balls inside of the 18 in dangerous locations because Heisey is so good at reading those long crosses. Ekich knocks 2 aside. Barry comes back, does not get to it, and it cycles back. Spokane have only allowed 3 first-half goals all season long. Meanwhile, Lexington have scored 12. That's more goals than Spokane have scored this year in total. Here's a foul at the other end, so Spokane will have a chance for a free kick as Johnson gets called for the foul.
And take another look at it here. Fontenot just trying to get that ball under control, and Johnson just on that backside of her clips her heels a little bit there. It is so interesting, though, the difference in the goals that Lexington has been able to score this year. You talk about how they have been able to attack in different ways, and that's by design. They train all different types of ways to score. They're giving their players creative freedom in the box. For Spokane, they really just haven't had that consistency in scoring. Obviously, Ali Cook not being able to play with that injury, taking that momentum away in scoring, but they have to have other people to step up and put the ball in the back of the net.
McCoy gets the free kick. McCoy mashes. McCain will play it, sensing that there might have been a chance to give that ball away, so concedes the throw. The word I was thinking of earlier was chameleon-like is how Lexington is able to attack. They adapt to the different defenses that they play, and this is one for Spokane. You mentioned it, a little bit of their kryptonite at this point in the season, having not been able to score against Spokane despite leading the league in goals for the year. That clearance goes right to Cam Tucker. Tucker sprints to the end line, hooks it around. The header splashes right into the paws of Asman, who recovers well from Jaskinek's head.
Tucker floating to that right side. She played that ball in with her right foot, and Jaskinek's going to be the target for those crosses in the box. She's tall, but also has a very good presence when it comes to finding the ball, whether it be with her head or with her feet in the box. That ball floated perfectly to her, but Kat Asman doing a great job of covering the goal, sliding over as that ball was coming across to collect that ball from Jaskinek.
Well, for Spokane, 2 weeks ago they had to go to Brooklyn, so then they go home. They have the Thanksgiving break. Now they have to come to Lexington. Then they get 2 weeks off before they go back to Fort Lauderdale. The travel is always a challenge, but this is a big time of the calendar, not just these last 3 of this portion of the year, but the first 3 of the next portion of the year, because it's Tampa, Sporting Jacks, Carolina. Again, cross-country road trips. If they can come out of this stretch with some points, they have a bunch of home games down the stretch, and they end the year with 5 consecutive at home.
And if you can pick up road wins, that is the biggest confidence booster for coming to play back on your home pitch. Yes, they'll be able to come home and sleep in their own beds, so they're not going from one place to the next. However, having to train in your home pitch, but then having to travel to the other team's fields and playing in different environments, obviously planes and buses are not good for their legs in general. But if they can pick up points, whether it be draws or wins, it would be massive, not only for their confidence, but also where they sit in the table when they go against these home games later on in the season where teams are fighting for those points, coming down to standings, and when we get into postseason as well. It's so important that Spokane pick up as many points as they can in this away match.
Entered the day 2 points off of the playoff table at this point in the year, but matches to be played the rest of the day could change that. Fort Lauderdale currently sitting there with Carolina just above them on the table. Euler with 2 defenders nearby, plays it out wide. Akic wants this ball. It's a well-played connection, but Euler recovers. Been a good shift so far for Kelsey Euler. Began her career at Gonzaga, grew up in Idaho, went to Gonzaga, then transferred to Arkansas. She has been well-traveled in her career. The first-year player who had 9 assists last year for the Razorbacks as they reached the round of 16.
One thing Coach Colby Hale loves is a stingy defender there at Arkansas. He wants a player that will be in your face, defend hard, be a hard worker in general, and that's something that Euler has put on this pitch today. She has been up in Amina Ekic's kitchen all afternoon and has not left her alone whatsoever. It's been a good battle between those two.
Hometown fans, why go far when the best stay is right here at home? Embassy Suites Lexington Green is your go-to spot for a weekend staycation, a night out, hosting meetings and events, or out-of-town friends. Local, loyal, and always game day ready. This first half has been the complete antithesis of the first two meetings. Spokane 6 shots, 3 on target. They never had more than 7 and 3 respectively in the first two meetings. Meanwhile, Lexington 2 shots, 1 on target. They've had at least 11 total shots in the first two meetings. But nevertheless, neither team has scored so far this season against each other in now the third meeting of the year.
Something else that Matt Hemme said about this matchup is there's a little bit of an emotional attachment to this game. 4 players from Lexington played on Spokane last season: Amina Ekic, Taylor Almer, Mackenzie Weiner, and Alyssa Bourgeois. So there is a little bit of that tying to this game. However, when you think about scoring goals necessarily, that emotional attachment could come out in the defensive side, maybe a little bit of emotional tackling or grittiness when it comes to fouling a little bit, but in the terms of scoring, it really shouldn't affect it that much. He says maybe that just affects the mindset of the team going into this game against Spokane.
Weiner draws the foul. He did say that Spokane has been the most compact defensive team against them. Defended the box very strong. This will be the first time that they've met against Nicole Lukic, so he wasn't exactly sure if it was going to be a similar game plan as the first two, but certainly Spokane has come out and enforced their will on Lexington. This free kick in bounces just over the head of Weiner into the body of Jaskinek. That skims off of a head, and the only one back there is Allison Pantuso. We are scoreless here just beyond the half-hour mark. With a quarter hour to go, will either side be able to score? Spokane has more goals in the first half than the second half this year, 6. But all of those have come after the 22nd minute, a team that has taken a bit to get their goal scoring going. And have seen their goalless run go to 309 consecutive minutes without a goal. Haven't scored since October 30th. Thomas Fontenot. Fontenot surges. Fontenot finds space, tucks it up top. That's Boone. Back for Fontenot. Loops it across. Jaskinek! Too tall. That was beautiful from Spokane and nearly the opening goal.
Fontenot just took the space that she was given, finds Boone in the central part of the box, who unselfishly passed it back out to Fontenot. Jaskinek was just drifting on the outside. Fontenot tried to just clip it over the top, but right behind Emma Jaskinek was Cam Tucker floating, unseen by the Lexington back line and unmarked as well. She was wide open from the start of Ginger Fontenot's run into the box. But what an opportunity there for Spokane.
7 first half shots for Spokane. They have been knocking on the door. A team that has lost 5 times this year by just a goal. The margins have been so fine in this league in year number 2. Weiner. Ekic would have been offside. Instead, it comes out to this right-hand side. Bourgeois chases. Bourgeois crosses first time. Barry was the one there. Tappan wins the race.
That was a beautiful ball by Weiner. She was coming through the midfield and then put it on a platter for Bourgeois, who was running around that outside, making that run delayed. She put it right into her path, and she didn't take the touch inside to cut off Cam Tucker. She tried to be unselfish and try to put it on a platter for Kat Berry, who was running into the box, but Reese Tappan doing a fantastic job of working back in line to clear that one away.
It's been an enjoyable first half watch in this one. Well, either side score before the first half whistle blows. Shards takes her space. And now Flo throws this one in. Skims off of the head of Pantuso. And Shards with quite the challenge against Lena Solano. And Solano hits the deck hard.
Lena Solano has been in the middle of a few tackles today. Shards just went straight to her body there to try to shield that ball out right in front of the entire coaching staff, and especially head coach Nicole Lukic, who was looking for the card there against Shards, who just casually picked up the ball and went right back to work. Solano was on the ground trying to figure out what happened to her.
Shards rifles another ball in. Can't get it over that first defender. Terrific ball. Pantuso cleans it up, however. Here's a giveaway. And on the attack now, it is Solano. Solano nudges it forward. Pantuso knocks it away. Bodies tangle up. McCain comes out of the pack with it. And another interception before it gets punched away. Fans, visit lexsporting.com to shop at the Lexington SC Team Store, your one-stop destination for all of the latest LSC gear and official merchandise. Purchase kits, scarves, hats, and more to show off your club pride. That's lexsporting.com. Quick free kick taken. Tappan reads it well. Heisey bobbles it and gives it away. Ekic has it. Weinert has to recollect. Otherwise, the net was empty. Could have been catastrophic there from Heisey.
That's one of those moments where you just hold your breath there. Ekic just turned on the Jets. Heisey just did not take that second touch clear or quick enough to clear it away or try to find her teammates. A rare mistake by Hope Heisey in goal. And Lexington is a team that will pounce on those type of moments, as Mina Ekic, who's just creeping around the corner, almost had a goal there, or an opportunity for one.
That ball gets knocked down by McCain. Pantuso doesn't get there first. Lexington now surging. They've scored 3 times in the final 10 minutes of a first half this year. 12 total first half goals. Over the top, this ball bounces down. Tucker chases after it. It rolls. Asman gets a piece after Tucker had taken it away. Both goalkeepers, and that was a tough one for Asman. Do you come out? Do you stay back? And it just had enough pace to get inside of the chalk. Direct pass this time, over the top. Solano chases. Asman gobbles it up. Good turn from Barry. Barry nods it back. It comes for McCain. And she just gets enough of a piece to get it past the defender, but right to Heisey.
Heisey tried to go quickly there to Fontenot, who was on the outside, but Spokane electing just to slow things down right here, regain possession. I think that's a smart idea as they try to go long here to find Emma Jaskinek, but they're trying to feel Lexington out. There's been moments in this game where both teams have traded possession, traded opportunities, but Spokane really been on the front foot in this first half, creating so many opportunities, whether that be 1v1 with the goalkeeper, Kat Asman, or from the outside, putting those crosses in to really test her in those aerial battles as well.
Spokane on the road very much looked the part today. Jaskinek couldn't control it with Tucker open on the left. And finally, Tucker gets a chance to touch it. Angles it in. Jaskinek twirls. Give and go. Intercepted by Pantuso. Gives it over for McCain. And now Weinert begins the charge. 5 more minutes to go before the end of the first half. Weinert couldn't get it to Ekic initially, now does so. Ekic against Euler. No foul, simply a collision. Excellent matchup. That is sports, really. It comes down to matchups. It doesn't matter about points on the table. It doesn't matter where you're sitting at. These two just match up really well against each other, and that's why they've played to stalemates now in what could be a 5th consecutive half. Jaskinek tips it. Solano wins that initial race, but her pass intercepted by Schartz. Fontenot gathers and ultimately rolls back to Asman. Get the latest Lexington SC news right at your fingertips by downloading the official mobile app powered by Fan 360. Get access to exclusive content while shopping for season tickets and LSC gear, all in the Lexington SC Fan app. Pantuso keeps it in play. Asman. Pantuso pummels. And the flag up here, McCain offside. Well, somebody's just tuning in. They took a look at the stats. See Spokane 8-4 leaders in shots and a scoreless goal line. Why is this match 0-0 at this point? Why have Spokane had the upper hand?
Well, the goalkeeping situation for both these teams have been what we knew they were going to be. They have both been key in keeping their team 0-0 in this match, but Spokane has just really limited Lexington's opportunities, whether that be shutting them down defensively or starting their attack higher up the pitch. They've done a really good job of compressing the space to not allow Lexington to really play out of the back that much, forcing them to go long a lot in this match, and that's really messing up Lexington's game plan. They like to possess, they like to put the ball on the ground and play.
And after a combined 24 corners in the first 2 meetings this year, neither side has won so far today.
The ball has really been kept in play a lot of this first half. We haven't really had a lot of stoppages unless it's Lena Solano on the ground.
Here's Ekic. Ekic dances. Euler is all over. Barry playing out wide, the team's leading goal scorer with 7 on the year. Barry dribbles 1v1, cuts past the first, trims the second, nudges it across. Shot attempt partially blocked as it gets sent back towards midfield. Ekic tethers that ball to the boots. Last minute of the first half. Still scoreless. And a foul. It'll reach 324 straight minutes without a goal for Spokane if this holds. Meanwhile, for Lexington, they have not scored since McGuire had an equalizer in November of last year's match. This would be 4 straight meetings and a half now without a goal for Lexington against Spokane. Barry was the target of Weinert's pass. Ekic. Fung. Weinert. Past the 45-minute mark. Weinert has it. Lays it back, and that's your first half whistle. So, just as the last 2 meetings have been 0-0 draws, it is scoreless through 45 here in this one, and a lot of credit goes to Spokane. These are the 2 best defensive teams in the league in terms of conceding goals, but Spokane, a team that had struggled to score, has been more attacking today.
Yeah, they've really had more opportunities than Lexington. They've kept the space compact. They've really kept the ball in possession when they've had it, which is huge and hard to do against this Lexington side who likes to regain possession, settle down, and then play. Spokane doing a fantastic job of maintaining possession of the ball, making it really hard for Lexington to get in behind them as well, and then using that possession with a purpose, going at goal. Ginger Fontenot has taken the ball and dribbled at the back line for Lexington a couple times here in this first half, making them make decisions to try to pull players out. They just haven't had that final piece of the puzzle yet.
So now let's join Emma Jaskinik as Spokane produces 8 shots in the first half. Emma, why has your team been so solid in the attack so far?
I think this week we've just really been working on the final third and moving the ball, and I really feel like our team's finally gaining some chemistry together, and I think it's just showing on the field today.
Lexington, a team that normally likes to keep the ball. You guys have had a lot of the possession here in this first half. How do you keep that same stat here going into the second half?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to reconvene in the locker room and just communicate some of the issues that we're having and just continue to move the ball like we moved it in the first half and just prove that we came out here to get 3 points.
Emma, thanks so much for the time. Best of luck in half 2.
Thank you.
Next one's in.
Emma Jaskinik, 4 shots in that first half for Spokane, looking for its first win since October 12th. But as we've seen in each of the first 2 meetings, neither side able to break down these 2 goalkeepers. Scoreless at the break. Our halftime report is next.
This year, the talent is even stronger than last year. Gianni Gorley has scored again. The first goal in 40 Cats history.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
We live with you, build with you, grow up with you, and dream with you. At Central Bank, we belong to the same communities you do. You're our neighbors, friends, and business partners. And through the relationships we build with you every day, we consistently serve you better. That's what highly personal banking is all about. We start with you.
Believe in hope, in willpower, in work, in seeking, in screening, in knowing, in treating, in dedication, determination, and we're getting through this, whatever it takes. In bravery, in breakthroughs, in beating the odds. Believe in a cancer-free future for all of Kentucky. Believe in Markey.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
Scoreless at the break, and the fans tossing their teddy bears onto the pitch here in Lexington, Kentucky. For our matchup today, one of the four on the docket here today. And looking around the rest of the league, Audrey Harding scored just before the end of the first half to give Carolina a 1-0 edge against Brooklyn, Dallas, and DC later on tonight, and then Tampa and Sporting Jacks later on this evening to cap off the evening.
Lots of games here in the Gamebridge Super League today on Saturday. We have the Florida Derby continuing with Tampa Bay and Sporting Jacks, and that game versus Dallas and DC is going to be a battle as well.
The Experience, presented by El Jimador Spike Bebidas, is a video docuseries that shows the history, passion, and community of USL clubs and their supporter groups. The latest episode showcases Carolina Ascent and their support group, the Base Camp, and is available now on youtube.com/USL.
Creel puts it in front! There it is!
I don't remember sleeping down there.
They impact just our energy on the field and definitely add to the momentum.
We bring the drums out, we bring out the smoke bombs, the flags.
That was a heartbreaker. We were just like over the moon about it. Like, we're in this and we're gonna go for it.
We are the best fan base and supporters throughout the whole Super League, and it shows. I'm just so proud to say that I've been here for all of it.
Treatments for bone, joint, and muscle disorders and injuries of all types. From complex repairs to complete replacements. UKHealthcare.com, the power of advanced medicine.
The soccer season is here.
Sports Medicine offers comprehensive
ticketing partner of Lexington SC. Get all your Lexington SC tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Lexington SC fans, mark your calendars for our final fall regular season home match on Saturday, December 13th, as we take on DC Power FC here at Lexington SC Stadium. Enjoy $1.50 beer night throughout the stadium. Kickoff against DC is set for 2 p.m. Don't miss a minute of the excitement. Bring the energy, wear your green, and help pack the stands as we chase 3 points on home turf.
Scoreless in the bluegrass. Lexington and Spokane 0-0 through 45, but an entertaining 45 where both sides had some chances in half number one. Michael and Jade back with you as we run back the first half highlights from this one, and Spokane has been on the front foot from the jump.
They really have. This one a collision between Asman and Solano, but Spokane really been pressing the issue in the box. They've created from out wide areas, balls deep, going into the box, running at the back line. They really have been able to attack at all different types of the field.
And then more activity here. This cross, Jaskinek was a key feature for this team with her head.
Absolutely. This is one of those opportunities that she had. A ball cross from Cam Tucker. Just gets on the other side of her defender in Bourgeois and tries to put that one in, but Asman doing a great job of collecting it. And then they didn't stop. Fontenot dribbling at the back line of Lexington, who gave her a ton of space. The ball got back to her, and once again it was Jaskinek who tried to get her head on that one. She was key to trying to put Spokane up one in this first half, but just haven't been able to put that one away.
She scored in the first ever fixture, has a goal this season, but unable to break through. Spokane hasn't had more than 7 shots or 3 shots on target in any matchup this year with Lexington. Well, they lead in both of those categories so far. Now one of these two teams still trying to find that solution for a goal.
It's really going to be who's going to put it away first. I feel like that will open up the floodgates for either side, but I'm a little bit surprised by the possession. It looked like Spokane had the upper hand. Lexington connected more passes maybe there in that first half, but Spokane definitely had most of the opportunities.
5 halves between these two teams. Neither side has scored. Will one of the two break through at half 2? We'll find out. Second half kick is next. Going deep into the bag with your jockey outfit here in the bluegrass. It is chilly, temperatures right around freezing for our matchup today, but it was scintillating on the pitch. Watching these two teams go back and forth, it was really free-flowing in that first half. We were talking during the break. There's no first half stoppage time because the ball was in play for basically the entirety of the time.
And as a soccer fan, that is something that you love to see. You love the flow of the game. Two teams competing, going back and forth. We really didn't have that many throw-ins as well. The ball really was on the pitch most of the time. Spokane played some really good soccer. So did Lexington. Both teams just trying to impose their will on this game, but neither team breaking. And we saw that jockey. It's freezing out there for these players playing, and you use anything you can to get warm, and these players are using their legs, running up and down the pitch just to keep their bodies warm, but also give their team that momentum and confidence, try to put one away.
As somebody that grew up in the Midwest, and maybe this is true for those that grew up in Florida too with rain, it stinks when you first start because you're like, man, it's cold or it's raining. But once you get into it, you kind of get used to the heat, or you get used to the cold or the rain because you're already wet at that point. You're already cold. Let's just get the blood flowing. Right, and the worst part, honestly, is the restart, is this moment where you went into the locker room, you sat down, maybe your legs are a little bit more cold now because you're trying to warm them back up to the speed that they were in that first half. It's interesting for both of these teams how that can affect going into the second half and how they warm up here getting ready for this next 45. Second half kicks off, and we are underway here. Maybe one thing that we need to create, and this will be proprietary to just you and I, is a warm energy drink.
Ooh.
Something that tastes good, warm, like a hot chocolate type of thing. Not obviously that same consistency, but something warm that you can use to have as the energy drink to hydrate you.
That's good.
We'll talk about that after the game and create it.
or like heat socks or thin gloves that you can wear that are just that automatically give you warmth. That would be great. Insulated cleats.
Ooh, we're thinking of a lot of options here. Shark Tank, here we go. Here goes Weinert inside of the 18. Cuts back, holds, and ultimately loses. Fontenot recycles. Well, the second half has been the perplexing issue for Spokane this year. They've given up 10 second half goals on the year, and for a team that entered having given up just 13 all year long, the second half has been the area that has damaged their record for the season as they enter in a tie for 5th on the table today. That ball given away. It is Barry with it. Barry picks out Ekic. Ekic cuts back. Ekic looks, finds space, smashes off of the backside of Haley Thomas, and it rolls back for Heisey.
The numbers for Spokane doing a really good job of just closing that space, not allowing Ekic to have any room for a clear opportunity on goal. They did have Tati Fung hanging out right outside of the D, who was looking for that ball to be bounced out to her, but Ekic just thought she could make room for it there. Spokane not allowing that space.
Good give and go here with Weinert. Lays it into the path of Almer. Well read, and we'll take it. Solano doesn't get there first. That ball slid away by Fung.
Once again, it was Euler who was just reading the ball so well off Ekic's shoulder, picking that one up and trying to go forward quickly. They just didn't have the numbers or the right pace on that ball for Solano.
Solano again being pesky, and ultimately it is given away. Knox rolls it. This ball chipped high and just skims the crossbar from Solano on a chance that, or Jaskinik rather, that could have been the opener for Spokane.
And what an opportunity for Spokane. Felicia Knox just picks this ball up and a no-look pass to Solano, who nonchalantly just tried to chip it over Asman's head. Just went a little bit too high. She maybe had room to take a touch, but didn't want to risk it with Asman closing down the space.
Inches away from Solano providing the opener. Cross goes out for a goal kick. Izzy hammers to midfield. That ball ends up rolling in the wrong direction for Lexington. Asman has to clear that ball away. Fung can't hold on to it. It trickles over towards Knox. Solano holds. Solano off of the pivot, gives back for Knox. Knox dribbles. Fontenot has it. Fontenot fires. Blocked away and then aided towards the sideline. McCain holds it up. Does not get fouled. McCoy takes it over. Dribbles past the defender. McCoy circles, crosses, skims off of a defender. Solano taken off by McCain, and a cheeky little bit of defensive work to get that one away. Still not out of trouble is Lexington. Thomas measures. Thomas lofts. There's nobody in a purple kit over in that area. McCain, the pressure from Tappan forces a turnover. Tucker charges. Knox has it. Knox fires and lifts it wide.
Right now, the difference in this match is the ability of Spokane to regain possession of the ball when they lose it. You saw them pick the ball right up in the midfield as Reese Tappan came in, timed her tackle well, and then her team was right back on the front foot. Cam Tucker had it, dropped it off to Felicia Knox, who had that shot. But they're just doing a really good job of maintaining possession right there, putting pressure on the back line of Lexington, allowing them to get the throw-in to regain possession and try to go forward as well.
And the second half has been a tale of what we saw in the first half. Spokane flexing its muscle. Fontenot is a target, rolls back for Asman. And just as the first half, both teams want to go fast. Not a lot of time to catch your breath one way or the other. Weinert going in the wrong direction. Jaskinek provides the pressure and nicks that ball out. Select is the official match ball supplier of the Gamebridge Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Back and forth, Solano unable to win the race against Pantuso. Well, these are the two best defensive teams in the league, and it has showed here today. Stingy against these back lines. There's Tati Fung. The press of Spokane has forced moments like these with Lexington deep in their own side. And a giveaway. Picked up this time by Jaskinek. Fontenot punches it forward. Solano drifts, chips, and it's out. It did just go across the line, and our first corner of the match comes here in the 53rd minute. Asman disagrees, the former Penn Stater.
Lexington is not a team that gets uncomfortable frequently, and they look very uncomfortable right now playing against Spokane. We'll take another look. It might have just came off of the foot of Sharts there. They look uncomfortable right now with the pressure that Spokane is putting on them.
Knox's corner inside of the box, bounces off of the first head, picked up by Thomas. Thomas throttles, hits ahead, And ultimately, it is taken outside of the 18-yard box and sent up the field. Right along the line, it stays along the chalk. Ekic gets called for the foul against Euler, who has done a phenomenal job against the reigning league player of the year.
And the battle continues between those two today. That was the first corner kick of this match. Surprising that we hadn't had one before now. A great opportunity there for Spokane. They did have that second ball chance, but no one there to really clean it up as it came back across the goal.
Good run from Fontenot, but well read defensively. But given right back. Knox has it once more. Knox's cross in. Fung intercepts. And a foul is whistled. The first 10 minutes, Spokane has smothered Lexington. The best team in the league on the table, and the last remaining unbeaten team is just trying to survive these moments now. With a winner draw today, Lexington would have the best start in league history. Carolina did so last year with 11 straight before they lost 2-1 at Tampa. Lexington trying to make it 12 in a row to sit alone atop of that record. Knox flips it for Jaskinek. Numbers forward here. Jaskinek flares it out wide. Solano was the target of that pass, but it skips past her and rolls to the keeper. Lexington SC fans, this upcoming Monday, December 8th, we will be at the Jack Browns Trivia Night starting at 7:30 p.m. Be sure to stop by for the opportunity to compete against Lexington SC's head coach, Mac Hemme. The trivia will take place at the Jack Browns Burger and Beer Joint in downtown Lexington on 155 North Limestone. We hope to see you there. Good chance to get some bragging rights against Coach. Test out your trivia knowledge.
Get to see Coach's true competitive fire come out. Even if it's trivia, I'm sure it will be there.
Jaskinek nods that along. Solano has it, tucks it in. Tucker tries to win the race and cannot. Bourgeois wins that 1v1 battle. Now in the other direction, well-weighted pass over the top. It is Barry, slamming the brakes on twice. Barry brings it back. Cat Barry to the touchline, crosses it off of a defender. It's loose for a moment. And that was so close to Lexington, but in the end, they never get an official shot there. Now Ekic. Ekic laces. Misses it wide right.
Some key opportunities here for Lexington. This one off of a counter-attacking moment. They did have the numbers. Ekic was 1v1 in the wide area, but just blast this one wide. And then the time before that, Cat Berry got into the box. Normally that's a moment where she cuts it inside, her head comes up, and it's going in the back of the net. But huge props to Spokane and the way that they were defending together in that moment, just to close space. It looked kind of like Reese Tappan got a toe on the ball just to disrupt it a little bit and allowed the rest of her balance to come in behind her and help her out. But moments for Lexington to try to capitalize and put one away, take some pressure off of themselves. Spokane is not going away easy in this match. You can see, like Emma Jaskinek told us when at halftime, how much this team is coming together, the cohesion in which they are playing, knowing how their new head coach, Nicole Lukic, wants them to play. They want to be an attacking team, but also gritty defensively, having each other's back always, and we're seeing it very clearly in this match.
Off of the free kick, it bounces, and Heisey takes no chances to get it. This is a very threatening Spokane side here today. A team that has lost 4 in a row. They haven't gathered a point since October 19th. This turnover, Johnson rolls it over. Weinert nudges it forward. McCain spins it around, but she was offside. And misses the net regardless, but that's as close as Lexington has been all match.
It's another one also that is usually in the back of the net. Weinert just plays this ball one time to Addie McCain, who just tried to tuck that in far post as she was on the inside shoulder of her defender. Just slipped wide, and she's going to want that one back. You saw the frustration on her face.
Introducing the LSC One membership. Your season ticket to every LSC men's and women's home match in 2026. All in one package, starting at only $21 per month. Become a member today at lexsporting.com/memberships and unlock free tickets to every remaining 2025 regular season home match. Ekic chases after this, but it sees Heisey get it out to midfield. Jaskinek. Plenty of space here. Boone lays it over to the left. It's Cam Tucker. Brings it to the middle of the field. Waits, passes. Fontenot. On the turn, it's Solano. Floats it across. Jaskinek heads. That one gets by. Finally a breakthrough at the 1 hour mark for Spokane. 339 minutes without a goal. It's their first goal in the run of play since October 12th, and a 1-0 lead for the Zephyr.
An absolute euphoria from this entire squad as this ball was put in the back of the net. Ginger Fontenot plays this ball out wide. A contentious call. Solano stayed on sides. Lexington thought she was not, and this time Jaskinek has gotten her head to so many balls here in this match. This one goes in. She just beats her defender. Weinert was looking the wrong way. She puts her head on it, beats the goalkeeper Asman, and Spokane, for the first time in a long time, are up big. And in the first time they have played Lexington, are winning so far this season.
In the 61st minute, number 25, Shay Moyer replaces number 17, Tati Fung. And number 35, Sarah Griffith replaces number 10, Amina Ekic.
So 2 changes for Lexington as well at that pass. It's going to be Shay Moyer and Sarah Griffith both coming in. Ekic and Fung are the 2 that leave. And how about that? A team that had been searching for goals all year. The fewest goals in the league alongside Dallas this season. They haven't scored since October 30th. They finally get one here. And now they have an advantage. And can they play with the lead is the question to be asked.
And that's going to be the most important question to be answered for Spokane today. This Lexington team, top of the table. They have not lost a match this season. How do they respond to it? Spokane, how do you continue to keep your foot on the gas pedal? Do not let Lexington have an inch, because they will take a mile. How do you keep your foot on the gas, continuing to put the pressure on them, not allowing them to play out of the back, make them play long so that you can regain possession and then go back to goal again?
It's just the 3rd time this season that Lexington have allowed their opponent to score first. Barry has it. Almer there, frustrating. Weinert, Barry, drags, twirls, lays it up top. Long distance shot for Moyer, skips back harmlessly to Heisey. Meanwhile, for Spokane, this is the 6th time this year that they've scored first. They've taken points out of 4 or 5. They've won 3 of those first 5. And now Spokane sitting in an excellent position, having really controlled the plot of this match. But still a half hour to go to try to see this one all the way through. A team that's winless in 5, lost 4 straight, and haven't won since October 12th. Well, Hannah Schartz will get to this ball and take the throw. Schartz uncorks. Spokane does very well to defend this. Jaskinek, after scoring, now does the defensive work. Weinert hunts it. Weinert nutmegs Fontenot. Weinert smashes off of a defender's foot for the first time today. Lexington gets a corner kick presented by Commonwealth Credit Union.
That is the firepower of Mackenzie Weinert. She is a weapon for Lexington. She's had bright spots throughout this match, but that was probably the brightest for her team, not only earning them a corner, but getting them a good look on goal, dribbling all the way almost to the 6-yard box before that one was deflected out of bounds.
Lexington had at least 7 corners in each of the first 2 matches. Their first of today's match comes in the 65th minute. Griffith takes, near post, Heisey catches. Fontenot, bodies collide back near midfield. Fontenot has it in the middle of the park. She drags it across. Solano springs in. Solano smashes high. Everything opened up for Solano there to try to score.
You saw Cam Tucker making that overlapping run around her, pulling the defenders out for Lexington, just giving her as much space as she can. She also had Ginger Fontenot threatening up there as well, giving Solano the most space that she could to try to get that shot off.
Two changes coming here for Spokane. Sophia Braun and Thais Hayes are coming in. Euler and Solano are the two that sub off, but those two great shifts today. Euler defensively, Solano in the attack.
They're absolutely impactful players for Spokane. Kelsey Euler, who put in such a shift against Amina Ekic in this match, who was just recently subbed off. And then Lena Solano, she obviously had that shot opportunity there right before she was taken off the field, but created so many opportunities for her team in this match and across the first half and now in the second half, and really just threatened them, pushing the back line of Lexington back, giving her midfield and then other forwards a chance to create opportunities as well.
Elvis Osmanovic, who officiates a lot of matches in the United States professionally in a variety of leagues, has a chat with Mac Hemme and says, I have to give you a card if you do that one more time, but I'm going to give you the warning, and that's a good bit of officiating after Hemme thought that should have been a Lexington throw.
We always appreciate the warning before the actual card. Players and coaches.
Fontenot steps on the ball, pops back up. Should be a corner, and indeed is. Skims off of a foot, and Spokane have a corner kick here. And now you hear the old saying, sometimes the floodgates open. Might that be the case for Spokane in this match after they hadn't scored in any of their last 3 matches?
Another fantastic opportunity for Spokane. They don't have to rush here. They can take their time, pick out the right ball for them to put one up more.
Thomas plays it short. Knox. Well, you can see what they were trying to do with those 4, but Addie McCain reads it perfectly and pushes it out. Lexington Sporting Club is thrilled to offer Low Kickers, a nationally acclaimed youth soccer program built for children ages 18 months to 9 years. Sessions are now live. Sign up at lexsporting.com/youth. Braun, the Argentine national. Griffith tries to get that one through the middle, but just hasn't been Lexington's day. It's been an entertaining one. 13 shots to 10 in favor of Spokane. The goal from Jazz Connect in the 61st minute is the first goal either team has scored in the third meeting of the year now. Tucker springs into action. Tucker tries to get it wide, unable to do so. Hannah Johnson picks it up, and now Lexington trying to gain their attacking shape now. Lexington have been shut out 3 times this year, twice by Spokane, once by DC. All of those were draws, and the team that has not lost this season, 11 in a row unbeaten to begin the year, down by a goal with 20 more minutes to go. Jazz Connect's goal in the 61st minute. The difference, Michael Watring, Jade Barquette, and our team with you here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. The Gamebridge Super League season is in full swing as this ball rolls into the path. It's Barry bringing it back twice. Tappan wins the first battle, and over to help with the second one is Haley Thomas. Excellent maneuver here on that outside. Cross spins in. Barry brings it down. And it goes out for a goal kick. Well, if you want all the best information on the Gamebridge Super League, you can visit the website at GamebridgeSuperLeague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and insight into all things Gamebridge Super League.
Reese Tappan has done such a good job at marking up and defending Kat Berry when she's in the box. She's not allowed her to have a single moment of space or free grass on this pitch. She is denying her any opportunity to have a real look at goal. And then you saw Haley Thomas come back for that support and defending, a player who's so versatile for head coach Nicole Lukic and somebody that just wants her team to win so bad. She'll do anything for it. She stayed on the back line so far in this match. She did mention that we might see Thomas in a higher role if the game allowed for it, but they've been using her in the back line throughout this season and in this match, and she's been so needed down there, especially with that cover defending, like we just mentioned with Reese and Kat Berry.
Credited her versatility and her competitive fire, really wants to win, and we spoke with her the other day and we said, why is Lexington's defense the best in the league? And she had to stop us because she's like, I think we're the best defensive team in the league at this point. Certainly there might be a little bit of bias there, but they are showcasing it yet again against the league's top goal-scoring team that has yet to find a solution against Spokane nearly 250 minutes into action this year. Griffith trying to change that for Lexington. Dribbles inside of the box, cuts, dribbles, lofts, Barry pokes, and it hits the paw there of Bourgeois, so that ends that attacking chance.
Griffith steps onto this pitch and making an impact. Gets a little bit of space from Braun and puts this ball across. Kat Berry was there using her long legs to try to put the ball away. But the swarm of numbers for both teams in the box doing a good job of trying to get the chances they're creating for Lexington and the Spokane, trying to clear the ball away. Bourgeois kind of bails them out there of that situation for Spokane.
Well, if this score holds and Spokane take 3 points today, they would move into a playoff spot in 4th place on the table, and they would be just 4 points off of league-leading Lexington. The only note there, though, is they've played more games than anybody else in the league, so other teams still have games in hand against them. But nevertheless, for a team that's lost 4 in a row, a good sign here today so far. Knox twirls it in. There were 2 teammates there. It went right between both of them.
She just had a little bit more time there to dribble inside of the box. She'd already beaten her defender. Can she bring one more while she dribbles into the box, making Lexington a little bit more uncomfortable to pick up that run?
Direct pass over the top here. Bounces down. Heisey reads it perfectly. It's not for lack of chances today for Lexington either. They have more touches inside of the opposition box in this game. 9 of their 11 shots inside of the box as Asman comes out and gathers. Lexington are being their attacking selves, but defensively in this one, they concede for just the 10th time this year. And that one goal sits as the difference right now with 16 minutes left. That ball goes out, allowing for a change for Lexington. Amber Wynn, the 23-year-old former Georgia Bulldog, is coming in and replacing Mackenzie Weinertz. Good charge there, and a good job winning the ball back. Sarah Griffith, or Shea Moyer rather, is the one that does that work. Wynn springs to the middle. That pass, you can see what she was trying to do. Had two teammates over there, it evades both.
You see Shea Moyer right now just directing traffic in the central part of the field for Lexington. She was pointing to her teammates, just telling them where she wanted them to pass the ball, just to keep it moving and allow them to just see different parts of the field, because Spokane's doing a good job of compacting space and closing it. She's a player that is a co-captain of the team this year, captain of the team last year, just has such a professional attitude and really just wants her team to win. And the way she does that is how being loud, the energy on the pitch, and the sub in this game is looking to find that scoring ability that she has that really just makes her that X factor for her team, described by her coach, Mac Hemme.
That was a tactical foul right there from Sophia Braun. The yellow card shown as Lexington was trying to go quick with that throw. She just steps over, kicks it into the bench. First booking of the match for either side today. Spokane uses a couple changes here as well. Arissa Martz and Madeline Desiato both come in. They replace Knox and Botno. Schartz again lines up another throw. Spins it inside of the 18. Skims that first head, so it worked out to Pantuso, but nobody there to get to the second ball. West 6 Brewing is a proud partner of Lexington Sporting Club with dynamic taproom locations throughout the state of Kentucky. You can enjoy West 6 locally crafted beers for all your adventures. Enjoy a Stadium Ale, the official craft beer of Lexington SC, at all home games or at your favorite retailers around Lexington. Flag up for offside. Space on this left-hand side. Wynn chases. Wynn, two defenders there. Tries to thread a needle, but well read by Reese Tappan. Tucker waits. Tucker springs to action. Desiano surveys. Gets past the defender, is taken down, no foul. The official was standing right there and thought the defensive work from Hannah Johnson was perfect. Lexington trying to bring its pressure into the attack now, but Barry, one person down there, McCain. Hayes has it. Game is really open right now. Here's Tucker. Sends it wide. Desiano was offside. She was looking right at everybody. And you can see her teammates react.
This was the call that was not called. Great defensive work, honestly, from Johnson. Desiano megged her there and tried to get around her, but Johnson doing a good job of not getting that call there. Spokane, that would have been a dangerous situation for them if they had a free kick call in that moment. You said the game's really open. It's very back and forth right now. No team is really under control with the ball and possession, trying to play their style. With both these teams, it's possession-based. Lexington trying to find a goal in this moment, so they might be going a little bit more direct. But Spokane really needs to get under control, take a deep breath, knowing that Lexington is going to throw things at them, but they have to maintain their heads.
Barry pivots. Barry floats it across. There's plenty of space over there, but it's too much, allowing Lexington to reset. Another cross back in. Over Barry. Hits one body. It was McCain. Spokane appealing that there should be a foul there, and now we will indeed check on the player that's down. And a point to the watch as well, understanding that that will be the primary conversation from the Lexington bench.
Bourgeois put this ball in to the box, and you see Barry just runs into Boone there. Unfortunate collision of bodies in the box.
For the first time today, Sharks doesn't throw it into the box. Hayes gives the ball away. Fine defensive work. Now across. Pantuso. McCain watches it hit her head. Wynn tracks it down. 8 more minutes remain. Lexington's unbeaten run on the line. Cross into the 18. Barry hits the first. Excellent work to get to that ball. Hayes has it for just a moment. Lexington haven't lost this year. They haven't lost since May 16th on this field against Fort Lauderdale. That was 1-0. Will it be the same tale here today in their first loss of the year? Michael Watring, Jade Barquette, and our team with you on Peacock, guiding you to the finish line. Stay up to date with Gamebridge Super League. Sign up for the Super Newsletter. Get news about your favorite team and stories from around the Super League delivered directly to your inbox. Sign up at GamebridgeSuperLeague.com/newsletter. Hayes turns. Aids it along. Martz. It's the last to touch, so it's a throw for Lexington. Lexington have been in a position similar to this one before this year. The last time they trailed before today was back on October 10th. It was 1-0 against Carolina, and then Addie McCain scored on one of the last kicks of the game in the 97th minute. Will similar drama be awaiting us here at the end of our match today? The best goal-scoring team in the league in danger of being blanked by Spokane for the 3rd time this year. Spokane have Maggie Johnston ready to come in. She replaces Cam Tucker.
For Spokane in the 84th minute, number 32, Maggie Johnston replaces number 9, Cam Tucker.
Johnston, 23, played at Iowa, and now will be tasked with some fresh legs in the midfield to try to shut this one down.
And for LSC, number 7, Justina Gaynor replaces number 15, Kat Berry.
Kat Berry is coming out, so the team's leading goal scorer is off for Lexington, and Justina Gaynor is coming in. Gaynor played at Michigan State, was an All-American last year, scored 17 goals in her collegiate career. So both sides now out of substitutions the rest of the way. McCain gets her boot up there, commits the foul. She's having a word with the official. Well, peering in at that other match that's going on, Carolina continue to lead Brooklyn 1-0. That game's in the 84th minute. Much like this one, at least from a statistical standpoint, pretty evenly matched. Right now it's Spokane, 14-11 leaders in shots. 4-2 shots on target. Both sides with XGs right around that 1 goal mark. 0.9 for Lexington, 1.55 for Spokane. Lexington SC fans, we're closing out the 2025 calendar year with fan favorite $1.50 Beer Day on Saturday, December 13th at 2 p.m. Don't miss out on the chance to see the Gamebridge Super League squad for the final time in 2025 as they take on DC Power. Be sure to purchase your tickets today at lexsporting.com/tickets. Why has Spokane been so sturdy defensively in this game, and Lexington haven't been able to find a solution?
They have just played so compact. They have been there for one another. When one goes to put pressure, there is one directly behind them ready to pounce on the ball. They're working back for one another. We saw Emma Jaskinek, the goal scorer, be back into the midfield and on the back line doing the work for her team on both sides of the ball. This is just a team that wants it. You can just see it from the moment the whistle blew in the first half that they were playing together for one another and really controlling what they can control. Like head coach Nicole Lukic told us earlier this week, that they're not letting the outside noise or the loss of 4-game streak get in their head at all. They're just playing their game, and you really see the way that they attack together and the way that they defend, constantly pouncing on the ball, wanting to regain possession and then go forward with the purpose to score.
2.5 minutes left on the unbeaten run to begin the season for Lexington. This season they have scored 3 times in second half stoppage time and once in the 87th minute. Will today happen again? Win in the box. She is fouled. Penalty given. Lexington a chance to tie the score.
Desiano, the sub. Just a little bit of pressure on the right side of Griffith there, who sensed that pressure and used it to her advantage. There might have been a little bit of an extension of the arm from Desiano, but Addie McCain up to the spot. You said she scores in late moments. Could this be an opportunity for Lexington to equalize here?
McCain, 6 goals for the year. Lines up against the league's best, Hope Heisey. McCain mashes and scores. Lexington tie it up. And the unbeaten run might swing to 12 in a row. 1-1 in the 89th minute.
If you're Spokane right now, you're just a little bit deflated after this was called a PK. Desiano just clips Griffith right there, and then Addie McCain, cool, calm, and collected, steps up to the spot, goes bottom right corner. Not the best taken PK ever, but it didn't need to be anything special because Heisey went the opposite way. She tucked it away, and now we are back even in this match. Spokane looking like they want to get right back on their front foot, though, in the attacking half of Lexington.
Spokane had shut out Lexington in 449 consecutive minutes until McCain scores the equalizer. And now the dash to the finish line. Here's Jaskinek. She stumbles. Found a pretty good pocket of space there. And now we wait for the stoppage time number.
That was a prime opportunity there for Spokane. Jaskinek just slipped through the back line of Lexington once again in this match, but just couldn't get her body around it to really get anything on the ball to put it away.
That McCain goal is presented by Clark's Pump and Shop. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Well, unfortunately, if you're Spokane, this match kind of tells the tale. You dominate for such a long window of time, and just one mistake, one moment, and you go from 3 points, ending the losing streak, ending the winless run, to now just a couple more minutes away from just trying to salvage a point here on the road.
Yeah, it's definitely deflating, and they were doing everything right in this match, and soccer can be such a cruel game where you take 1 second off, or the ref sees something that, you know, maybe isn't the call, or the player makes a great play and the game is suddenly so different. And for a team that needs 3 points, not necessarily for the table right now, but just for confidence going into the rest of this winter, and then when they come back in the spring, this was a big opportunity for them to knock off the #1 team in the league right now. And they just have to keep their mindset in those little moments, especially towards the end of a match when you're not going to get a lot of opportunities back at goal the opposite way.
And they have to deal with another long throw here from Schartz. She's gotten the ball inside of the box every time. Schartz, slingshots. High off of the first head. Moyer tries to get in there. Griffith swings the leg. Back out. Picked up by Gaynor. Over for McCain. Her cross. Griffith has a piece. Clearances a little indecisive at this point. Chipped over. Moyer brings it down for a moment. Not done yet for Lexington. Gaynor springs into action. Gaynor in the box. Crosses it over. Tap and deflects and clears. A dash to the finish line now. Pantuso picks it up. Threads a needle. Win for Gaynor. Gaynor crosses. Nobody's making that near post run. Win back on it. Won the penalty that allowed McCain to tie it. Griffith rips it across. It bounces down. McCain gets a piece. Gaynor gets in there as well. A check of the watch. Not done yet. And now the whistle blows. For the third time this season, Lexington and Spokane play to a draw. But Lexington have gone unbeaten in its first 12 to begin the year. A new record in the Gainbridge Super League. 1-1 the score here in Kentucky.
Well, you saw the look on head coach Mac Hemmy's face when he was going to shake the hands of the other coaches. Kind of just all over emotions from this match. His team down a lot, having to battle the pressure of Spokane throughout this entire match. But when Spokane went up, his team did not let up whatsoever. They continued to press the issue. They earned themselves that PK. Addie McCain ultimately converted it like she does when she's in that moment. It's the perfect player you want to have. But Spokane have to be disappointed with this 1 point game. They were up most of the match here in that second half and really had the upper hand. and a lot of just the soccer part of this game as well. They came out as a new-looking team, really cohesive all together, but dropped this one just 1 point.
For the 4th time in 7 meetings, Spokane and Lexington play to a draw. Jaskinek in the 61st, McCain in the 89th. We'll wrap things up here from Lexington in a 1-1 draw here in just a moment. For the 12th match in a row to begin the season, Lexington remain unbeaten. A late goal from Addie McCain makes it 1-1 against Spokane. Michael Watring, Jade Barquette back with you. And we're now joined by Addie McCain. And Addie, I have to ask, it feels like Spokane played as well as they possibly could have, and yet you guys are still able to come away with a point. What is it about this team that you're able to find a way?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're resilient. We felt like we had a really good week of practice. I don't know that we necessarily played our best soccer today, but from game 1 against Fort Lauderdale, we're a resilient team. We're going to fight till the end, and I feel like we did that today. And so sometimes when you aren't playing your best, you just kind of have to grind it out and find ways to get goals.
This game was now topped, you guys, as the 12 unbeaten streak, which is the longest in league history. What is the ceiling for this team? Does it have a ceiling?
I mean, yeah, I think it's really exciting. Obviously, to not lose games is huge, but we want to win. We have higher expectation for ourselves, so I think sometimes continuing to tie feels a little bit like a letdown because our expectation for ourselves is so high, but obviously we're happy to be unbeaten. We're going to continue to push. We got to continue to be better. Every team we play is going to continue to get better, and so I think it's just learning from the game before and doing what we can to get better each and every game. 2
more matches to go before the break. What's the one area this team has to improve before you go into the break?
Honestly, I think our quality in the final third, I think we create a lot of chances, but we have to start putting them away. You know, you can defend for 90 minutes, but the game could still end at 0-0. So the quality in the final third, I think, is huge, and I think we're capable. We have the players to do that, to put balls away, and so I think continuing to get better on that end is huge for us.
Addie, congrats on the point. Congrats on another goal. Best of luck next week.
Thank you so much.
So let's take a look at the highlights for our matchup in Week 14 of the Gamebridge Super League. And it started early in this one with the attacking from Spokane. They had a bunch of chances, but here in the 61st minute, Solano Jaskinek finally connects on one of these headers.
It was a huge moment for Spokane. Solano, who was involved in so much attack for Spokane Zephyr today, put one on a platter for Jaskinek, who uses her head so well to redirect the ball into the back of the net, beats Asman, and the euphoria from her and her teammates was so apparent as they went up 1-0.
Her third career goal in the Super League, second against Lexington, and then the 89th minute, Wynn comes on as a sub, Desiano as well as sub, wins the penalty, McCain finishes.
And what an opportunity there. Desiano just felt like she didn't touch her at all. The ref said otherwise. Addie McCain steps up to the spot and is the player that you want in that situation.
So here's the table, and really not much changes other than Carolina winning earlier today, so they now jump up to number 2 on the table with Sporting Jackson Tampa Bay coming up later on tonight. Lexington, you feel fine because you get the point. Ultimately, though, for Spokane, you're this close. Now can you get a victory?
Right. They didn't continue their loss streak of 4 games now. They tie this one, but they played such a good match on the offensive side and defensive side. They're going to want to be disappointed with this 1 point. They want all 3 to push them up the table.
2 0-0 draws, and today it is a 1-1 draw between Lexington and Spokane. 6 in a row winless for Spokane as they're trying to get their first win since October 12th. Next week, meanwhile, Lexington 13 in a row unbeaten overall, 12 straight to start the year, the best mark ever in the history of the league. And the final tally today is Lexington 1 and Spokane 1. From my partner Jade Barquette and the rest of our team here in Lexington, I'm Michael Watring signing off. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.